Record. All right. Thank you guys so much for hopping on tonight. Tonight's Tuesday, August 22nd, and it's our normal team call. So as I was sitting here this morning, I was thinking about, what is a topic that we should talk about tonight? And I actually reached out to my girl, Jill Bodish, and I was like, hey, any ideas on a team call? And before she even answered me, I was thinking, like, every day I talk to coaches. Every day I see and I hear of different struggles. And the thing of it is, like, I'm going to be honest with you guys. So, like, Cindy knows this because she's been with me for a long time. Jill knows this because she was a coach before and we used to be success partners too. Is when I first started this business and I would come up, like, there would be struggles, right? Whether they were time management or they were not being able to make my own personal wellness a priority, or, life got in the way and I'd never made my business a priority or whatever. I always focused more on the problem, right? We became problem oriented, and you would go and you would talk and you'd vent to someone. And maybe you guys are like this in real life. You go and you talk to someone and you're like, you know what? I'm having this problem. This is my issue. And then people say, oh, you know what? I'm really sorry about that. And then all you do is focus on the issue at hand, right? Does anyone ever get that? Whether it's like, what are we making for dinner? I don't know. I'm not hungry, or, I'm undecisive, things like this. But the thing of it is along the way of being a coach for 5.5 years and failing over and over and over again, I realized it's not in our best interest to focus so much on the problem. It's in our best interest to be solution oriented, right? So if someone, like your near dearest friend, comes to you and they have a problem, what do you usually do? You help them figure out a solution, right? So when we're on our own health and fitness journey, we sometimes have problems. Oh my gosh, I can't stop eating ice cream. Oh my gosh, I can't stop eating my feelings. Or I'm not eating enough, or this, and this. And you go to your coach, or you go to your friend, or you go to whoever that's supporting you, and you let them know. They're not going to be like, okay, let's focus on the problem at hand. They're going to be like, okay, well, how can I help you? How can we figure out this together? How you can be better at your nutrition or your fitness or your personal development or your business or whatever. And so I really want to focus tonight. Am I being too loud? Sorry, I have two boys, my big boy and my little boy, playing Destiny, which is video games, with headphones in two different rooms. And I just called you out. I'm sorry. You're distracting me. It's your fault. You guys good. But so here's the thing, where we need to start being solution oriented. And I mean this because I know what it's like when stuff happens. Maybe you get an injury. Like I could stop working out because my knees have been hurting. I know Cindy, I'm sorry for calling you out, but she recently hurt her foot. And so she's not able to work out. Sometimes we have surgeries and we're not able to work out, and we get really hard on ourselves, right? And what do? Usually we turn to something that is our coping mechanism. Like with me, it's always food. Like I eat my feelings. And if we focus on the problem at hand, we stop focusing on the other things that we can control. But I wanted to come tonight, and I know everyone has different struggles. Whether you're a brand new coach and you're starting off rocky, or you feel like it would be easier than it is, or you've been a coach for a few months and maybe you got success your first month or so, and now you're not seeing as much success, or maybe you've been a coach for a couple years and you just are losing your traction. Well, the thing of it is, I wanted everyone to come tonight and be open and say, this is what I'm struggling with, and see if we can come together with solutions. Because moving forward, and I know we've already been doing this, but I want it to be present, and I want you guys to be, or not present, but I want it to be set in stone that we are a solution-oriented team. We are here to help each other no matter what the problem is. Because chances are, if you struggled with something, or if you're currently struggling with something, chances are someone else has struggled through the same thing. And maybe they don't have the best advice, because maybe what they've used as a solution didn't help them the way that they wanted to. But maybe they're like, well, I tried this, it didn't work for me, so don't go that route. But either way, what we can do is come together tonight. And I know a lot of you guys have really good solutions for specific struggles. And I'm hoping that some of you guys can share that tonight. But what I'm hoping is that moving forward after today, we can start being more solution oriented instead of focusing so much on the problem at hand. Does that make sense to you guys? Okay. With that said, actually, sorry, there was a loud noise. Weird noises. I don't know. I'm sorry. With that said, Cindy actually texted me asking if she could speak on a subject that I think would be awesome and beneficial to everybody. So Cindy, I'm actually going to call you out. I know you'd volunteer anyway, so it's no big deal. But can you share with us?
Yeah. I'm going to cough. Sorry, guys. Well, yeah. So as Vicki was saying, like I've been, I injured myself last Wednesday. I like maybe broke my foot or have like a 3rd-degree sprain. They're not sure yet because my swelling is still so big that we can't figure it out yet. But I was telling Vicki earlier today that I feel like a busted can of biscuits. Those were my exact words to her. And I feel like I kind of I let the injury that I was having kind of overwhelm every aspect of my life, which I know can happen, whether it's an injury or whether it's problems in your relationship or whether it's, kids being, asshole kids, how they can be, or whatever struggles with kids or, or a job that you struggle with. I mean, we all have our thing, right? Like our things that are our kind of like arch nemesis, that we can get really, really sucked into that complain game, like Vicki said, where we're just, it's kind of like a loop. And I actually see that happen a lot with, so I was talking to her today and I was like, okay, this is it. We kind of figured out a game plan. And it was really funny. We both said the same thing at the same time because we didn't know, texted each other, because I realized that, okay, while there were things that I couldn't do with my foot injury, there was a whole lot that I could be doing that I let go, right? I was not doing that I should have been doing all along, because I know it keeps my mindset straight. Like I haven't been doing my personal development. I haven't been doing my miracle morning. Therefore, I've had a bad temper with my kids and short with my husband. I've had all these different things that I could be doing that I haven't been doing, And so I told her, okay, well, that's it. We're going to do this starting now, or, miracle morning starting tomorrow. But I actually started I wrote down a list of everything I could do at that moment. And then, of course, I wasn't listening to my podcast, which is those of you guys that have ever heard me talk about my podcast obsession. I literally listen to podcasts like all day long while I'm working. And remarkably, today, I heard a podcast of a woman that was talking about using a feedback loop called Keep, Start, Stop, right? And that's what she called it. She called it Keep, Start, Stop. And basically, it's a gal who, she runs like a really large weight loss drive. So she does it for like her weight loss clients, which I thought this would be an awesome thing to incorporate into challenge groups down the line. But basically she has everyone in her group that she works with, every single person that she works with, every single Sunday, they have like these little evaluation sheets where they have 3 things: keep, start, and stop. And she has them list 1 to 3 things for each of these categories as kind of a feedback loop for the previous week. So like, I know for like when we struggle, I know for me, and I know for a lot of my own coaches and my challengers, that what happens is we get so focused on the negative that we're constantly thinking about it, thinking about that. And time is passing, right? And we wake up 3 weeks from now and wonder why we didn't get our shift shop results. Or we wake up, 3 months from now and wondering why we're not rank advancing while everyone else around us is rank advancing and hitting Success Club. Or whatever that thing is for you, that you have woken up and said, how did I even get here? Like, I don't even know how I got to this point, right? And so what I loved about this is it's immediate feedback. And it's kind of like that continual process of like, we're never not leveling ourselves up. Because I feel like when we get stuck in that mindset of that like really negative mindset, or where we're focusing on bitching and gossiping or focusing on bad things that have happened to us that are out of our control, right? It's so easy for us to just literally let time pass by. And then we're like even more frustrated, weeks and months down the line, because we have no idea why we're still here. Why are we still stuck, right? So she suggested doing it every week. So that was one of my suggestions. It's actually something I'm incorporating now. And I actually also got, well, I've shared with you guys, I'm doing more intuitive eating and stuff like that. But so I actually bought this like food journal off of Etsy, which is totally amazing. And I'll share the link if you guys want to look at it. It has nothing to do with Beachbody at all, but it's basically a food journal, but it has these daily reflection pages in it, which is kind of really awesome. So it's like you set your intention, your goals for the day, what you want, like the things you want to accomplish during the day. And then at the end of every day, you have like different kind of reflections and gratitude that you do every single day. So it's kind of like I was already on that path, and then I heard this podcast. So it's like, okay, I'm listening, universe. Okay.
I was just about to say,
okay, let's do stuff. Like, I know. So I'm like, I'll listen. Fine. But so like, I'm going to start doing this every Sunday. And I actually then, of course, because I'm an owl, Googled it and found out that massive amounts of leadership positions and leadership training academies, even like Harvard Leadership and their MBA program, they actually teach this exact same feedback loop. So basically every Sunday or, you know, whenever you start your week, right, the night before you're going to start whatever week it is, that could be any day, you know, you write down, okay, you have to actually analyze your week and you have to be honest about it. Okay, so like what in this last week did I do awesome? Start with that always, right? So she's, you know, she says, you know, always start with the good. So start with what you want to keep. Like, and it doesn't have to be huge, grand things either. You know, it's not, she said, you know, all of these things, obviously you can tell she's a big Darren Hardy fan, you know, because she talks about the compound effect and how our small actions compound over time. But, you know, so, you know, small things, anything that you did that is moving you forward, like, did you get up in the morning? Did you crush your workouts? Did you meal plan your breakfast, right? It doesn't have to be like, oh, you know, because I think a lot of people do that. Like, we'll say, oh, I'm going to meal plan all my meals, and oh, I only ate my breakfast. And then we like say, oh, that wasn't good enough, right? And so it's like, or I only got in 4 out of my 5 workouts. Or, you know, it's like, and we get down on ourselves instead of saying, what did I celebrate? I did awesome. I did 4 of my workouts, right? And then so what do you want to start? Whether it's even drinking 10 more ounces of water a day, or getting up 10 minutes earlier so you can read personal development, or, you know what I mean? Like just small little fractions of things that you can change each week. And by the end of 52 weeks, you know, you're an entirely new person. And then what are you going to stop, right? For me, I'm going to stop freaking sleeping in, because I usually work out in the morning. And I told Vicki, like, that's my big thing. Starting tomorrow, I'm not even going to wait till Sunday or Monday or whatever. You know, I've been like, it's summer vacation. I normally am up at 5 or 5:30 in the morning doing my miracle morning. And then I go right directly into working out. And because my working out was gone, I was like, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to sleep until 8 a.m. every morning. What? 8 a.m. Oh my God. Completely skip my entire miracle morning. Completely skip my workout, right? Because that's when I would be done with my workout, is at 8. And my life is suffering because of it. So now I'm going to get up at my normal time, do my miracle morning. And when I would normally work out, I'm just going to take a shower and get to work earlier. Boom.
Good.
That's how it's going to go. So like,
isn't it so funny how, like, sometimes maybe we'll like work will add on more time that, you know, we're away from home or whatever. So we don't have enough time to get in a power hour or our normal 30, 45 minute workouts, or, you know, life happens and you have to run a bunch of errands, or, you know, your in-laws are coming in or something. And so instead of doing anything at all, we don't do anything.
Oh yeah.
Like, instead of doing little time blocks, even like doing a different workout program that's, you know, 10-minute trainer or anything, we just don't do anything at all.
Yeah.
It's
and that's
so
how
crazy that we do that.
After I talked to you, I mean, I'm going to just toot my own little horn here today, because I did post on Facebook. I've literally had like 500 steps or less a day, right? For the last 5 days, right? It's been like crazy. I've like had major cabin fever. I crutched it outside in my pajamas to do the eclipse thing. Not the stupid, whatever. It kind of was stupid. It was like not as eventful as it should have been for me crutching it outside. Like, so, you know, but I did it for my kids. You know, so things like that. Like Vicki was at my house on Saturday night. She saw I had to freaking slide down the stairs on my butt, right? Which is like humiliating.
I told her to use the trash can lid and just slide down.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you know, and we have 4.5 flights of stairs in our house, and I had to go down to the basement, you know. But today, after I talked to Vicki, I was like, okay, what can I do? What can I do right now? And it wasn't like, I didn't do a full power hour, but I did some of my power hour. I read for 15 minutes. I did 2 loads of laundry, which is in that basement. I actually hobbled walking because I can semi-walk right now with my full cast on thing. And, so I walked up and down these crazy stairs slowly, but I did it, right? I made dinner. I made breakfast for my kids. I didn't make them just get their own cereal in the morning, which I had been doing, So it was like finally feeling back to being, did I get everything done that I normally would get done in a day? No, we haven't gone grocery shopping. Our refrigerator is literally empty right now. It's like crazy town right now because I can't drive, and so, but I'm feeling pretty good, right? Because I'm feeling really productive, more productive than I was. So like, yeah, it doesn't have to be big things. It can be just taking any step.
The one thing that I want you guys to really focus on, and Cindy could vouch for me too, if at any point in time you guys if you guys come to me or you make a post about how basically life sucks or shit has hit the fan or whatever, the first thing that you're going to be asked is, are you reading personal development? Because today, when Cindy said that was one of the things she hasn't been doing, I said, I can tell. I can tell. People can tell, and you can tell. And it's crazy when you stop doing something that improves you and makes you feel good and makes your thought process differently, just makes your mindset completely differently. It's so weird how you feel when you remove that from your everyday, whether it's 10 minutes on a podcast or, 15 minutes reading or an hour listening or watching or reading or whatever. If you just take that out, everybody, including yourself, feels it. So if you guys can only do one thing every single day, please, please, please get in personal development. I don't care what it is, how you get it in, just do, and stop making it an excuse like you don't have time. You already get up at 5:30 in the morning to get to work, or, your kids stay up all night, or you know what? We've done it all. I've had every excuse in the book, but I will not skip PD because I know what it does. And I promise you that no matter what struggle comes your way, if you are reading PD on a consistent basis, you are able to handle that situation 110% better than if you weren't reading PD at all. Guaranteed. I've been there, done that. I handle shit horribly if I'm not investing in PD. And when I am, if the same situation happens, it's handled a lot differently. So do yourself a favor, not just for me, not just for your team, not just for your business. Get yourself some PED every day. Right? Right. I figured Cindy was going to chime in there. It was super weird that she didn't say anything.
It is true because I'm like the PD Nazi. That's what my freaking team calls me. They call me the PD pusher, right? They know not to come to me, and that's their first. They complain to me, and they don't even wait for me to ask. Like Vicki said, they say, and yes, I'm reading PD. This is what I'm reading, and this is how many minutes a day, because those are going to be my very first questions. So it was like I actually self-admitted to Vicki before she could ask me, because I knew better, right? I knew that I should have been doing this. I should have been getting my butt up in the morning and reading my personal development. But instead, I've been crocheting a goddamn baby blanket. I'm sorry if that offended anyone. And watching Supernatural for like hours at a time with my boys. So like that's been my days. It's been horrible. I mean, it's been fun bonding with them, but at the same time, it's been not productive to my own goals that I'm trying to.
Starting tomorrow, that's going to be different. And yes. Actually, she didn't even wait till tomorrow.
I didn't even wait. I figured it out today, and got back on track, and it's good to go.
Good job. All right. What about anyone else? Name some struggles that you guys are going through right now that we could all combine together and talk about.
My thing is I just don't feel like talking to anybody. Like I sit down on my computer and instantly I'm like super overwhelmed. It's the weirdest feeling. And
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you feel joyous in reaching out to people anymore, or do you feel like it's a hassle?
A little bit of both. I guess there's been a lot of rejection lately, but I know that's probably the way I'm coming off to people, but I've also had a lot of people interested too, which makes me feel good. And then, I mean, of course there's the usual objections, but those don't bother me. It's just like I sit down and I'm like, ready to do my power hour after I do my personal development. And then it's like my brain just shuts down and I just don't want to do it.
Has anything else changed recently that you weren't, or that things weren't the same as before?
Well, I mean, you guys know the past few months have been tough, you know, but I'm trying. That's why I'm like more focused on doing personal development right now than like, I mean, I've been doing my power hour and I've been sending my invites. My goal is like 10 invites a day, but it's more like 5. But I'm doing it at least. But I'm really just trying to focus on getting like that fire back.
So one suggestion that I have, and anyone else could not interject, but give their advice too, is when it comes to you not feeling, because I know, Jackie, I know how passionate you are about being a coach and how much you love reaching out to people and helping change their lives. Because look at what Beachbody has done for you. Look at what coaching has given you. I know that, but I've also known that you've been through hell and back recently, right? What you need to do, instead of saying, I'm going to invite 10 people today, I'm going to invite 5 people today, I want you to think how many people that you can add value into their lives. Like maybe not necessarily reaching out to them personally and being like, hey, I want you to join this challenge group, or hey, I want you to join this this personality group. That was weird. This coaching opportunity. But maybe you could like, just every conversation you go into, I want you to think about like, how can I add value to their lives? How are they going to walk away different, better, empowered, inspired, something because of something that you said? And every single one of you know what it's like. You could be in the shittiest, darkest place of your day, and like a friend needs a shoulder to cry on, or someone reaches out to you and they're like, oh my gosh, you completely changed my life. You inspired me today, or you made me feel so good. As soon as you help someone, unintentionally or not, it makes you feel 10 times better. Am I right? And so when you purposely, like when you intentional about giving value to others, it helps you feel better, and it will help you get your momentum back. It will help you get your mojo back.
It's a good idea. Thank you.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have any thoughts on that for Jackie? Cindy's like, I'm unmuting.
I'm just gonna say no. No. Well, Jackie, I saw you posted. Wait, was that you that posted in the group in here? Yeah, about your personal development. So, I mean, here I am. After I just told you I stopped doing my own personal development. Like, I swear to you, it will change your life. Like, and I know for me, normally this is really weird behavior of me, like for me to do this right now, although I've never been injured since I started coaching and doing personal development. So, I don't know if that's the difference. Normally when things go bad for me, I like dive deeper into personal development, and that will usually be the only thing I do, right? Like I will only do personal development, and my power hour and other things kind of go to the wayside until my mind gets right. And so like that was my recommendation when I saw that when you said that it had been 3 days. That is amazing. But I'll tell you, 3 days ain't enough. Mm-hmm. 3 days ain't enough. I mean, I so on your little keep, start, stop, that's what's got to be on there, right? We got to look back and do more personal development, because I swear to you, it will change your life. And take the pressure, like Vicki said, we put so much pressure on ourselves. And, I had a coach recently just tell me that she said to me that she was struggling a little bit because she felt like she couldn't get over the whole building relationships to make a sale. Those were her exact words that she used. And I was like, oh, wait a second here. Like when she said that to me, I was like, I have never felt like that in over 5 years of coaching, right? So I have never felt like, sure, like I use a system. I use a customer relationship management system because I'm sorry, I'm going to be intentional about the relationships I build with people. That's just how it is, right? But like I've never actually felt, and she said, I think a lot of coaches feel that way. So now I'm like kind of wondering, like, do other coaches feel that way? Because she's the first one of my own coaches that said that to me. But when you said that a little bit, where you're kind of dreading it, it almost felt like that kind of same anxiety that my coach is having, where she was saying that she's not in the right place mentally. And so she's feeling like she's dreading kind of reaching out to people like that because she feels like somehow it's inauthentic or something like that, you know, because we're tracking it, you know, or something, you know, I mean, granted, you know, it's a little bit different way of looking at friendships or relationships, but I mean, it doesn't devalue the relationships that I have with the people on my team. I asked, after she told me that, I asked every one of my personally sponsored coaches if they ever thought I was like a creep or, you know, like not genuine or something like that when I had ever messaged them or asked them to join an opportunity or you know, sent them an article that I liked, that I thought that they were interested in, that had nothing to do with Beachbody, right? And every single one of them came back and said no, and they would totally tell me because they're straight like that, right? You know, so I was like, well, so I came back to my coach and I was like, well, do you feel that way? I mean, do you feel like I was that way to you? And she said no. She said that she felt like that was my strongest skill as a coach, is being able to continue to network and make people feel like loved and stuff like that. And so maybe, yeah, like just focusing on that aspect of it, of just really focusing on like, I send so much shit and things to people that have nothing to do with Beachbody or messages. I know Vicki's the same way. Actually, Vicki and I went swimming last week, and I said this to Vicki because I'm reading this book called, what's it called? Fanatical Prospecting. If you guys have not read that, it's by Jed Blunt. Like, he's like, owns this website called Sales Gravy and is like this amazing salesperson, and all these people use him and stuff like that. But he was talking about how people that are successful in a business that's based in sales are always networking. They don't look at it as just their work time, right? And, you know, sitting down to their power hour, that's something they have to do, right? They're in it all the time. And I was telling Vicki, we were like floating on our little floaties in the pool. And I turned to Vicki, I was like, you know, when he was saying that in the book, I immediately thought of Vicki, because I feel like I've never seen Vicki work.
Uh-oh. Whoa. Can you guys hear Cindy? Because she just went like her. Oh, now you're back. I don't know. You just sound like a fast robot for me.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's weird.
Well, I feel like I've never. This is gonna sound really weird, but I feel like I've never seen you like work.
Right? Oh, good. That makes me feel good.
No, I mean, like, you know, I mean, I come from corporate America, right? Where people are. It's the drudge. It's the you know, it's that corporate. Doing your work, like, and especially I come from accounting where it's very cut and dry, right? You know, and I feel like every time I've ever seen you working your business or doing something, it's always like fun. It's like super fun. Like, you're like taking prospects, you know, and you don't think of them as prospects, but they are, because everyone is a prospect, not just the people on your Facebook friends list, but the lady that you're at the grocery store talking to, or the person that serves you well in a restaurant, and you're like, you know what, that person had amazing customer service and went above and beyond. I want that person on my team. They'd be good at this business, right? That's how Vicki thinks. Like, it's always that kind of like never out of the zone, right? And like, you know, I feel like if we could all get ourselves to that point where it's just the way of life. She looks at it as building friendships. Like, I feel like, and you've been like this since the very beginning, right? It's always just been about, I'm going to talk to whoever I can. I'm going to talk to as many people I can. And some people are going to say no, and some people are not. And you've never really, well, sometimes you take it personally, but not really. Like, you're just kind of like, you know, oh, whatever. It's just like, go with the flow, you know, and I'm going to talk to this person in a totally random, strange location and go pole dancing. I don't know. Classes, not like she's going to go to a strip club, you know, classes, like, you know. But you know what I mean? Like, you guys have all seen her Facebook posts, right? But she really did kind of, I feel like that's like where a lot of us struggle with that, where we feel like that's the only time we're working is in our power hour. And so, like, if we're not working in this very specific zone right now, then we're not succeeding, we're not moving forward, and, you know, and you got to find whatever you're loving is in it.
The thing of it is, and, you know, and I thank you so much for saying that you've seen that in me. And I think because the biggest thing that I love about this business, it hasn't been the income. It hasn't because I was able to quit corporate America 2.5 years into coaching, or I went diamond 6 months of coaching, or I went 5-star diamond, blah, blah, blah. Like, it had nothing to do with any of that rank ego BS. It was the friendships that I was making. And it's not even just friendships, you guys. Like, I'm going to cry. It's the connections that you make with people that you have not maybe not even met in real life, but the things that you can tell each other and the things that you can make each other feel, community, the support, like coming from a place where you felt alone for so long and then you're a part of something so beautiful. Like, it boggles my mind when I hear people quit Beachbody, because I'm like, you didn't feel the love that I felt. Otherwise, you would never have left. I don't care if you made 1 cent or not. If you have felt the love that I have felt, you can't help but talk about it. Like Cindy says, like, I talk about it wherever I go to people because I see what it's done for me and so many other people. And I love that. I love the support. I love the community more than anything. And I know there's way more opportunities than just those 2 things, but I think that's the core, especially of our family, of our team. And it's like one of those things that you just fall in love with something so much that you can't shut up about it, right? I don't care if you're an extrovert or an introvert. If you love something so much, you can't help but share it. And I've never, like, I've told Cindy this, I've told Jill this, I've told Teresa this, like, anytime I'm having a bad day, I dive into my business. I dive into my team. I dive into my challengers because I know helping them, I know connecting with them is going to pick me up. I don't care if Aunt Flo's in town and I'm crippled over, laying in bed messaging people. Like, if I'm cramping, I'm messaging because I know that they're going to, it's going to be one of those things that helps you. And it's a lot healthier than diving in a bowl of Ben and Jerry's, right? Like, you got to think about the things that you love about this. And maybe you haven't been a coach for very long. So maybe it's, or maybe you're not diving in or leaning in on the team page, which please do. Please get on these calls. Please get on, join Team Cups, do Super Saturdays, because you really get a feel of the community. But if you isolate yourself and alienate yourself and think that you can do this on your own, that's great. More power to you. But you're never going to feel that love. You're never going to feel that true support and that connection, which is what makes us us, which is what makes us whole. And like, when you're struggling, like when I had surgery in 2014, it was really hard for me. We're not going to have to go into that, but it was really hard for me. I had to be without exercise for 6 to 8 weeks. Coming from a girl that used to weigh 268 pounds, do you know what that does to you mentally? I started freaking the F out. Like, I'm going to go back to the way I was. My mindset sucks. I can't do this. I can't do this. Just like Cindy was saying, all the things that you were not in control of, that's what you're focusing on. That's what I was. But guess what I did? I leaned in on the team. I leaned in on what mattered, on the love, the support, the community. So when you feel down, when you're having a shitty day, like I know Missy said that I feel for you, girl, that you got injured, and Hope said she's struggling after having her second baby and she just has so much, she has so much, but she's not doing anything. And so she feels bad. Like, I know what it's like to sit there and you can feel bad. You can feel bad. You can feel guilty and shamed because of what you should have done, what we could have done, what we can't do, what we can do, all these things. But instead, you need to forgive yourself and not focus so much on that and focus on the things that you love. Focus on the things that bring you joy and move forward and help sharing that with other people. Because think of all the other people out there, all the other women out there that are lonely right now, that have zero support, that have so much self-hate. It's ridiculous. And because we're letting something like, whatever, stand in our way, where we're shutting out everything, where we're isolating ourselves, we're keeping other people the same way. We're hurting ourselves, we're hurting other people. When in reality, this team, this family, this community is about helping, it's about saving, it's about changing. But it starts with us, and we can't do anything. We can't, like they say in an airplane, you have to put that mask on first before you help put it on someone else. It starts with us, and I know it's hard, when you have an injury or when life happens or when things happen. I know I have my fair share of shit hitting the fan, guys. Life is not perfect, but I'm getting through it. We have to get through this together, and that's where you lean in. That's when you ask for help. And that's where you say, you know what? It's okay not being perfect. It's okay messing up yesterday. It's okay messing up last week. It's okay not being on point with my nutrition. Chris Downey is not going to care. I mean, he might, but you don't need to tell him. It's about what you can do today, just like Cindy did this afternoon. What can you change today that will make a difference tomorrow? What can you do differently? Don't focus on what you should have done. Focus on what you can do differently. And it doesn't have to be the whole shebang. Focus on the things that you love. And it will bring you joy to your business. It will bring you joy to your workouts. Like how many of us, like everybody knows I hate cardio. Everybody knows I hate cardio. I hate cardio. Sean T is not my BFF and he never will be. Until he picks up some weights, he will never be my BFF because all that boy does is cardio. But you know, something happened when I started Shift Shop. There's days when you do 50 minutes of cardio. I hate to tell you guys this. If you're on round 2, you'll see it in week 3. There's 50 minutes of cardio nonstop, plyometrics, all this jazz. I hated it. I hated it so much that I cried. But in that first round that I did, or that first time that I did it, I changed my mindset because he sits there and he throws positive affirmations at you. You know, if you guys have those markers, write some shit on there. You're strong. You are enough. You're fearless. You're unstoppable. You deserve this. You have to keep challenging yourself mentally. That's why personal development is so huge. My mindset changed. No, I'm not in love with cardio, but I don't dread it every day. Just like some of you guys dread your power hours. Just like some of you guys dread meal planning. Change your mindset on those things and it will be different for you. It will be different because the way you look at it is different. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm off my soapbox now. I don't know where that came from, but anyways. Yay, Hope! She said she ate 3 healthy meals today and washed the dishes. Good job, girl. That's awesome. Missy, you know what? You are not alone. A lot of people isolate themselves when they're feeling down. It is I'm not going to say it's a bad habit, but no one could help you unless they know you need help. And we love you. Your sister from another mister. You're a part of our handpicked family. We love you. And we want every single one of you. You know, if you're struggling, reach out. All you need to do is reach out. Everybody is there for each other, no matter what it is. Okay? I want to hug you. I'll drive down there. I know whereabouts you live. I will drive down there and I will find you and I will hug you. I would have never met you before, Vicki, but I hold you so close to my heart thanks to this family. Oh, Tracy, I love you dearly. You are amazing. You all are amazing. And you guys, I think the big thing too is we need to be more forgiving of ourselves because we get so down on ourselves for, you know, maybe we only got 3 likes on a post, or maybe we didn't hit Success Club, or maybe we were shooting for Diamond and we didn't get it. Or maybe, you know, all this stuff, right? That in the end, it really doesn't matter. Well, and what we do is we get down on ourselves and it makes us paralyzed or it numbs us from moving forward. But what we need to do is, like Cindy said, to celebrate the things that you did do. Celebrate your wins, no matter how big or how small. Because those things that you do every single day will add up. And those are the things that will matter. Every single day. If you ate 3 meals today that were healthy, awesome. That's freaking awesome. Don't worry about that Reese's Pieces that you ate earlier today. Don't worry about that guy. That's totally me. I didn't eat it, but I probably wanted to. Not going to lie. But celebrate the small successes. Be more forgiving of yourself. And realize there is a light at the end of the tunnel, no matter how dark it seems right now. There is. And we've all gone through some dark tunnels. But the thing is, we are also all there for each other, which is pretty priceless if I say so myself. Does anyone else have a struggle that they'd like to share? Everybody's kind of quiet tonight.
I'll go.
Yeah. Hey, Dana. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hi. So So I've been struggling with making, I don't know why the damn power hour is so hard, but I've been making it harder than it has to be. I quit my job. I'm ready to do this full time, and I'm sitting here all day long, and I'm getting stuff done, but I'm not being as effective as I should. And I know what my problem is, and I'm still not fixing it. I'm kind of where Cindy was saying her coach is like, I know what I'm doing is helping people. I know what I have to offer. But that little freaking devil on my shoulder or what something is like, just like, oh, you're just talking to this person because you want to make a sale. And it's like, that's not why. Like, yeah, sure. I mean, eventually I need the income, but like, I really want to help people. So I try to remain genuine, but then sometimes like, I don't know. I just let that little negativity slip in, and I have not been reading my personal development today's Tuesday, so this week or last week. So yeah, I'm struggling, but like, I'm not giving up.
So one thing real quick, Cindy asked an awesome question, but I want to tell you, I'm going to demand of you, I'm not going to demand, but one thing that I'm going to suggest is personal development.
Yeah.
And I want you to write daily affirmations about adding value to people and knowing that you are not involved in the outcome.
Yeah.
Because I think you're holding a lot of guilt, especially after quitting your job, thinking that you need to pick up some kind of financial slack for you and Ben, right? Because of your job. But I know what it's like, leaving corporate America, and then you feel like you're busy all day long, but you're not productive. And the thing of it is, I mean, you very well could be connecting with people and inviting and stuff, but if you have that thing, like that guy on your shoulder, like saying, oh, you're just doing it for the money, or you just want this, or you just want that, you're not going to be as you once were connecting and communicating with people. Does that make sense?
And I did. Yeah. And I'm building a lot of relationships, but then I get nervous because I don't always want it to be like, okay, I go 3 days and we've just been chit-chatting about the kids and food and then this and then, hey girl, you want to join my group? And it's like, I don't know. It's like sometimes it comes so easy to me, and then the other times it's like, I don't know. And y'all know that thing that just came out. It was like that Sarah AH where they can leave an anonymous. Well, there was like a website that you could sign up for, and people can leave anonymous like messages for you or things they don't have the courage to say to your face. So everyone said nice things, except one said, no, there was two that I thought post too much fitness crap, and so I just told them to unfollow me. And then the other person said that the only time they talk to me is it's about Beachbody, and it really hit home. And I was like, oh my God. And I think I've just let that get into my head a little too much, because I'm just worried that people are going to see me as, oh, she's only talking to me because she wants me to buy her shit. I don't know.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I don't want to hog the call here. I feel like I've been talking a lot tonight, but Dana, so first of all, I'm going to say this right now, and I don't care if anyone gets mad at me. That app that you got, that Salabaha, if any of you have that, you need to shut it down.
I did. I was like, this is so stupid.
This is the dumbest thing I have ever heard of in my entire life. If people have something nice to say to your face, they will say it to your face. And the only thing that the reason why I liked the way it was created for businesses to have anonymous feedback in the workplace, right? But for like on a social media platform, I had a coach that got told that someone thought that they looked like she had Down syndrome, right? And she was a hot mess for a good 3 days. And so like, I swear to you, do not get this app. There's no need for it. You don't need it. It's BS. So get rid of it.
Yeah, I logged out because I was like going to do it for a limited time only because I was interested, of course. But then I was like, okay.
Yeah. And then
it was like a little worm in my head. And now I'm just like afraid to talk to anybody. I mean, I still am, but then I'm like freaking tippy-toeing on what I'm saying because I'm like, oh, I don't want them to think I just want them to buy my stuff.
The other thing I wanted to say was about what you did say about talking to someone for 3 days. I'm just going to give you my own input about that. And I know I work differently than Vicki does and other people, but like and Vicki is like this too, like, obviously, because a lot of people that have joined her after years. I mean, I was pretty easy, but like, she's had people that she's talked to for, years and years and years and years and years and years, and then finally join, right? Like 4 years later, right? And these are people that she doesn't talk to about Beachbody all the time. Same with me. This goes back to the book that I'm reading, which you all should get, which is called.
Already Googled it. Like as you were talking, I was like, Jeb Blunt.
Yeah, because he talks about having your pipeline full, right? I mean, we're going to talk. I'm just going to briefly I swear I won't talk for a long time, but I just want to briefly just go over this really quickly because we are all entrepreneurs here. We are in business. So for those of you to say that you're just here to help people, I don't believe that everyone that gets on the team calls on a regular basis is just here to help people. And I've heard all of your goals, and a lot of them are financial. So, let's just be honest. Let's be honest about why we're here. Now, do we have the opportunity to make money and help people, which is like freaking baller status for a job? Yeah. I mean, that's freaking amazing that we have an opportunity to be able to not just help people, but if you guys were on that team call where Vicki had everyone list how Beachbody has changed every single one of our lives, I mean, it was like impactful. I mean, seeing how many people on our team on just our small team, there was like 30 people saying how much, Beachbody has saved their life, saved their marriage, brought them out of the depths of depression, right? So it was huge. That's not just like helping people. That's impactful. And you got to keep that in your mind all the time, right? When you are messaging people, that's how I look at it. When I message people, I actually do like a weird little mantra thing. And I'm like, I'm totally going to help you today. Like I do this like little thing. How am I going to help you today? I do it like at my desk. It's really kind of creepy. Like I'm sure if someone ever saw me and they walked in my office, they'd be like, dude, that girl's crazy. But I do it because it keeps my intentions right. And you know what? I don't talk to people for 3 days and invite them to a challenge group. I don't. I talk to new people every single day. And then I invite a certain amount of people over a period of time. Most of those people I've been talking to anywhere from 30 days, maybe. That's like a way minimum time. But I'm talking like a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. So you have to think long term. And that's one thing that Jeb Blunt talks about in that book is he talks about keeping your pipeline full. What does that mean? It means like you're always having relationships going. Like he talks about like if you're talking to 90 people at a time and you make one sale, people think, oh, you have to like, or you're talking to like 30 people at a time and you make one sale, right? That's like, oh, I need to start talking to another person. No, but he said because of the law of averages, you have to talk to 10 new people, right? I don't think that, I told Vicki that I feel like a lot of our, I'm going to still tell Vicki this. I told Vicki this, but I feel like a lot of our team calls are really based on self-love because that's what we have a lot of issues with. But I really feel like our team needs more business skills, right? And that's why I'm like recommending that book. I recommend it to Vicki. She brought it right away.
She's making me read it so I could teach it. But yeah. You guys could read it and we could learn together.
Yeah, but I mean, it's really the same thing with like, Get Over Your Damn Self. That's another great book for that stuff. Entrepreneur Roller Coaster is another great book for that. You guys got to be reading. You cannot just be reading lovey-dovey personal development books. You got to be reading business development books as well. If you're going to be an entrepreneur who's going to work from home, who's going to run this business like a business, right? And don't give into things where people are going to bully you, like bullshit apps, or feed into trolls. I mean, you should have known better, Data. Oh my gosh, like girl, I'm like, I know. When my coach told me she got it, I was like, why? Give me one good reason why. And
I was just nosy. I was like, what are people not?
Messages me and it's like, someone told me that I had Down syndrome. I was like, oh my God, seriously. Like, people are just jerks, right? We all know this, right? So, but like, I swear to you, like, just my advice to you, especially because you do have more time, what tracking system are you using? Are you using any tracking system?
I'm using Teamsy, but I'm having a bit of trouble with it. I just found out that it's not giving me my notifications like it should have been. Like it's supposed to do every 30 days, like it wasn't. So now some people are lost and I have to go find them.
Oh, okay. So basically I do all things self-directed in Teamsy. So I actually do follow-ups within a certain period of time. But like, if you're working full time, like I would do, instead of following the algorithms that Teamsy give you. So for those of you guys that know, it like gives you a certain amount of people that you should reach out to every single day. But like, I would just do like what Vicki and I talked about this too, because I was only using the the teamsy, reach out to this many people. And then I'm like, and I'm done, because I got my 100%. You crushed it. Like, it tells you. Celebrate. But Vicki was like, no, like, she does it by time blocking. And so that's what I do now is I do time blocking, especially if you're at home, working from home, you're committing to how many hours you're going to be working in a business. I mean, commit to an hour of just relationship building and just go through your teamsy, right? And add your network.
It's going to take, like, same with, I know Jackie had to get off here too, but if you guys ever feel like pressured with how many invites you need to send daily, like, I'll be honest too, there's not a lot of people that I connect with that same day and then invite them to anything, on a very rare occasion, sometimes I'll I'm very sporadic, I'm going to say. So there's times where I see someone, like, they post something and I'm like, holy shit, girl, you need to be a part of my team. Like, I'll be, it's not going to be like out of my ass. I'm going to have a relationship with her. So, she's not thinking I'm like some creepy, crazy girl. It may happen still. But there's other times where, I start building a relationship. I find out that they love fur babies. Oh my God, you love dogs too. We talk about dogs. We talk about boys. We talk about this. We talk about that. Boys as in like kids. And then, shopping, and then we talk about this. And like, when you build connections with people, like, you have this friendship online, maybe they're not in person, but they're online. And it's just like your girlfriend at home. Like, you talk to every day. Like, like Christine, for you, Dana, like, you call her and you're like, hey girl, what's up? What's up?
Oh yeah. Like, I'm great at making those relationships, but sometimes, like, when I invite people, I don't know. It's the negative in my head.
But I'm letting you know,
like, I can make friendships all day long, but when it goes to inviting, they're just like, oh.
But before you go into inviting, think about how you can give to this friend. Like, what can I give to this friend? And then, something's going to come up. Maybe it's not going to be in 3 days, and that's okay. Maybe it's in a week. Maybe it's in a month. Like Cindy said, I've had coaches sign up 2, 3, 4 years after I originally started talking to them.
Yeah.
I had coaches sign up a day after I started talking to them. Probably not here today. It's fine. It's fine. But, however, when you add value to people, whether it's, if they have picky eaters and you're struggling with a picky eater at home, here's some value you can add, right? Mm-hmm. It's not all Beachbody related. Here's something else you have in common. Oh, you just dyed your hair pink too? This is the stuff that I'm using.
Mine's like value. 10% Beachbody.
Yeah.
Mine's like 10% health and fitness. The rest is all my avatar lifestyles, right? So ADHD moms, dog moms, nerdy moms,
Dana, you did that avatar training in our Diamond Mine group. Go through that again.
Because, I know who my avatar is. It's just half the people that I do talk to aren't my avatar.
Well, that's
because there's a problem.
Well, but let me tell you why. Because it's the people that are on my Facebook and they see my stuff and they show the love and support, and that they've asked me for, hey, I don't know, I don't ever want to just fall off with them. So I'm still building with those people. But as far as seeking people, I only seek my avatar. But I do have a lot of people that, like, comment and message me and stuff. So I still like to build with them because you never know. Like, I could still help them and add value. But no, I do reach out to my avatar. I will say that daily affirmations and personal development help. And I don't know why I don't do it. Because it helps a lot. So that's what I'm struggling with. And
because it's one of those things that are easy to do, but so easy not to do. So start your day with that.
Hear yourself, all of a sudden someone says something and you're like, you say something back and you're like, oh damn, that was for my personal development. You're like, this is really working. You're like, this is really working. Because you'll be reading personal development, you'll be like, here's another personal development book. I don't know if it worked at all, but, and then all of a sudden you're like, something happens with your family or with a client or with someone, and you're like, oh, no, I just read this. And you add value to someone else.
Yep.
Right? And then you're like, oh, man, dang it. Dang personal development. Snag me.
Yep. Do you feel better, Dana?
Yeah. I mean, I just, like I said, I know what I have to do. I just am freaking struggling doing it. It's just like, but yes.
Well, you're so used to having a boss tell you what to do that you have to start depending on yourself. You have to be in survival mode when it comes to your business.
Yeah, legit.
It's hard, but.
Yeah, it definitely is a hard transition to become a sole entrepreneur like that.
Maybe start telling Ben to lead the SmackDown.
Oh, yeah. He's asked me. He's like, I saw you got a lot of housework done today. Did you get some work done?
Can you leave it all? Are your kids all at home? How old are your kids? Do you have kids at home still right now?
Me? No, it's just me.
You know, one thing that helps me sometimes, because, you know, I do everything from home. Both my businesses, I run mostly out of my home. And sometimes that happens to me too. I will find every excuse not to work either business. And I know I have to, right? It's like it pays for the majority of our income in our household, right? It has to be. And sometimes just leaving, like, because it can be really hard sometimes when you're at your house. So making sure you're getting dressed and making sure you're putting on your makeup or whatever you want to do, doing your hair, leaving the house, even if it's just to go to like a coffee shop down the street and getting your work done in a separate location can sometimes really help that frame of mind to go from I'm at home in home mode, because you're always going to find stuff you can do, right? Like laundry and dishes and things like that. You know, I mean, that happens to me. And so, you know, versus you're not going to do that in an office, right? Something like that might help you too.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been thinking about going to the Starbucks down the road. I'm like, well, if I could just go and just be out, change the scenery.
Yeah.
And then you can meet new friends there. Look at that. Look at that. Great minds think alike.
That's funny. Is this wine you're drinking? Did I miss the wine memo? I didn't get any.
It's one glass of wine is a trip to the gym.
Wait, what?
So I did a double workout.
Oh, okay. I was like,
It's lubricating my broken knees. That's what it's doing. I'm kidding. It's not. Anyways, anyone else? And Deborah, I have to touch on what you said earlier. Hurt people are going to hurt people, and I'm very sorry that somebody said that to you on one of your videos. You're absolutely amazing, and I know it's going to hurt when people are hurtful online, but you have to try to let it go. And if you need, post in the team page, because we are a bunch of nothing but mama bears in here. Trust me, anytime that there's been a hurtful person on my page, I posted in the group, and it was like a bunch of tigers. Like, I mean, not saying like you want a bunch of people ganging up on anybody, but I'm saying that we have your back. And yes, we'll come rage if we need to. But hurt people. And usually when people have something negative to say, this goes for all of you guys, when someone has something negative to say on social media, that's because they're dealing with an internal struggle themselves. And for whatever reason, they feel justified to get it out and take it out on you. So remember that. All right.
Okay, I have one.
All right.
So mine's a little different, kind of opposite of Dana's, really. But my struggle has been time. The only thing that I've been able to do in the last 2 weeks is personal development. It's the only thing I've done. I'm not posting. I haven't worked out. I've been working, well, you know, but I've been working 12-hour days, but my commute's an hour 15 to hour and a half to and from, on top of my 12-hour day. And I'm a dental assistant and the office manager and the fucking everything. And so, excuse my language, but it's just been totally insane. I get on the train and I pass out. I get home and I die. And I've been setting my alarm for 4 to get up to work out, because I have to be up by 5:30ish. And I figure that gives me time. I can take my Energize, get dressed, get that tingle going and work out. But I just can't get myself up because my body's just completely exhausted. I'm too old for this shit. And so the only thing I do is PD because of my situation. And so that's been like huge for me, because I feel like all the momentum that I've gained over the last prior, like probably good month and a half, I was just like on point. It's just like gone to shit. So.
How much longer? Cindy wants to know how long do you have to work like this?
Well, I hired a new girl. She was supposed to start Monday, but now she's not starting until Thursday. And so I'm hoping only I got to train these people. So I'm still going to be working the long hours, but the only thing that will be alleviated is I won't have to be chairside with patients. And so probably at least a couple, 2-3 weeks.
I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So usually people are one or the other. They're either really productive in the morning or in the evening. When, like, if you're having a normal work day, you're morning.
Morning.
So one thing that I would suggest for you, well, two things. If you have time to Marco me, you have time to create a post. Sorry, not sorry. Secondly, go to bed the second you get home.
Let me stop you though.
No.
How often do we Marco though? That's another thing. I feel like I have Marco
Every day.
a couple
Monday
times.
through Friday.
No, we have not. That's not true.
That's true.
Okay. Okay, so let me go look at my history. But you're right. I mean, and that's the morning. We Marco in the morning. And like I told you, like even on the train, no Wi-Fi.
Right, you don't have service.
I can't even pull Facebook up. So how do I make a post if I can't even get on the Instagram or Facebook?
Well, you could, Cindy's going to chime in. But you could do it like as you're sitting there waiting for the train, you could do it. But one thing that I was going to suggest, and I don't know if this would work for you because you said, I don't think everybody needs a certain amount of sleep, to actually be efficient or to actually be alive. So I don't know, like I know some days you're getting home super, super late. Sometimes you're getting home at 7, 8 o'clock at night. But one thing I would suggest is go to bed early in the evening, not stay up and try to work, because we know if you're exhausted, you're not really being productive. And then try to wake up early. Don't wait until your face starts tingling to start working out. Start right when you take the Energize. And then when you feel like you're dying down, then your Energize is going to kick in and you're going to be able to finish your workout. And then you can then you'll have Energize to do your power hour or, power block, whatever. That's my suggestion for now.
I want to hear what Cindy has to say.
I agree with that. Okay, so I have a lot of coaches that are really crazy schedules and stuff like that, and they can only work in small, tiny power blocks and things like that, and do most of their stuff in cars and things. But I have coaches that you can't be on. They can be on their phones, but they can't be online. And so basically, for me, I don't know about y'all, but I don't post. I know Vicki's all real-time reality show. A lot of her stuff is all with her Instagram stories and every Snapchat and everything's posting right as it's happening right then. But for me, I have gotten into the habit of taking pictures of basically everything in my life. I take pictures of every pretty food, or if I see something cool or inspirational or out in life, wherever it's happening, or if I see something when I do have a moment to be online or whatever, I take a picture of it or screenshot of it, so it's all saved on my phone. And then I have coaches that I have had them, and this is what they're doing. It's actually working really well. That use auto buffering sites like SynShare, Hootsuite. It's SynShare's free, Hootsuite is free. I use Buffer, which is not free.
I use Buffer too.
And then that will allow you to auto schedule posts. So basically, what you could be doing, and they're all app based, right? So basically, you have to be online to actually link them to your Facebook account or your Instagram. And then you can actually post a post or create a post in your notes and stuff like that, create all the wording and everything like that. And then literally it takes a second to upload it to Hootsuite or Buffer or things like that. And then you can put in the time that you want it to be. So I know we have different schedules and stuff like that of things, if you want to be posting whatever Transformation Tuesday or whatever you want to be posting, when you do have more time, on the train, you could actually be creating and crafting posts and then not posting it for, a couple days, and putting it into one of those auto buffering sites. So it's already auto buffered. I mean, you could do, for me, I auto buffer a bunch of stuff on Sundays. That's my downest day. And so I do auto buffering for challenge groups. I do auto buffering for pages if it's recipes or things like that I'm sharing and stuff like that. And then there's also the option on that. I don't know. Are you posting mostly on your personal page?
Well, no, I pretty much solely use Instagram.
Oh, okay. Well, so Buffer, I know Buffer is something that I use, and you can use Buffer through Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn. And
what was the first one you said?
There's SynShare, which is one that a lot of my new coaches are using, or a lot of my coaches are now using that they really like, and it's free. But they use it in challenge groups and things like that. The only thing I don't like about it is when someone likes it, it says, it like brings up this little thing that says, this was posted by SynShare, and they can like click on it, and it goes to like, oh, social media, so people know that it's been done like that. Buffer, you don't get that, like you don't get that anymore. They used to do it, but people don't know that it's been auto buffered or anything like that. But I mean, you can do it with anything. You can do it with just text, so you could like do it with a quote. You could do it with,
I do have an app that I was using for that. See, and then here's my other dilemma, not to be a complainer and make excuses like it probably sounds like, but I'm prepping my house to sell. So I'm painting and packing on the weekends. And so I'm just like, fuck.
I was there.
Post ideas.
I did lots of Instagram stories like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done a couple painting ones, but then it's like, you feel like, God, this is really boring.
Well, then what do you do if you're busy all day? What do you do to eat?
Yeah.
Post that and then share something like, today, for example, I haven't gone grocery shopping. I used to go grocery shopping on Sundays. Now I live with my fiance and my son's out of school. So, time is not the same. So here's Tuesday. I had to take Gates to trim his crazy ass afro. If you guys did not see that picture today, we did that. And then we went grocery shopping and come home. It's 12:30 and I'm like, I'm freaking starving. So I grab a Tessemaze. It's Whole30 approved. It's dairy free. Everything that my hypothyroid self needs, it's there. I made a post about, hey, you busy moms, do you ever struggle with grabbing junk food or not eating at all because you're so busy? Well, this is what I grab instead of Taco Bell.
No, I think that's a great idea. I totally spaced that I had that app that I could pre-post because it's been a while since I'd used it. And I'm just going to start doing that. And I was thinking about it because I felt like I don't Marco you, but I Marco you when I'm freaking driving.
You do Marco me when you're driving.
I can't do a post when I'm driving. I'm thinking I do not use my time.
But then you also go to the bathroom at work to Marco me too.
Dude, yeah. I straight up.
Well, when I was doing that though was when I was making my posts.
I'm going to show you guys a secret. I send out happy birthday messages while I'm on the bathroom in the morning. Boom.
She's like, there. If you ever get one from me, you're welcome.
If you ever get a happy birthday message from me, Dana.
That's actually where, I'd sit most of the time and do a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, right?
And I'll actually sit there longer because I'm like, well, I'm comfortable.
When I'm at a client, I gotta do posts. I'll go into their bathroom and I'll be like, I'm gonna post something.
Let's be real here. I think we've all done that.
Yeah, right? You get a lot done in bathroom breaks. A lot. Besides just bathroom.
You don't even have to go to the bathroom to get a lot done in bathroom break. Just pretend, especially if you're a mom with kids that don't leave you alone. You're like, I'm going to the bathroom.
Mine follow me. One does.
Vicki, she's a pro at it. This girl, I don't care what's going on around you or around her. She can make a post.
Oh yeah.
Like me, I need to focus. And she's like, she'll be at my house and she'll be like all throughout the day. She's on her phone making posts. I'm thinking, bitch, why can't I do that? Damn it. Because I want to be able to but people will talk to me and I can't do the conversation in a post where she totally can.
See, that's where I don't want to, I don't want to duplicate that because I think everyone should be respectful around their company that they're with. And I apologize for being a dickhead and creating posts when we're supposed to have a one-on-one time. I'm sorry, but sometimes I have shit to say that it would be better on text. Don't do as I do. But sometimes, Teresa, you just inspire me to create a great post.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Sure. No, I don't mind it. I wish I could multitask like that.
But multitask means you're
it's really
half-assed.
the half-ass. That's how it is for me, because it's never, I go back and I'm like, whoa, I really spelled a lot of stuff wrong.
Have you ever read one of my posts? All my shit's spelled wrong. Always.
That's true.
I was just going to say the same thing. I was like, I'm going to wait for someone else to say it.
Hey, I admit it.
But she
And
doesn't
guess
care.
what?
Like, that's
I
okay.
don't edit that shit. That's who I am. I don't edit it. People get it. People that follow me, they're like, I'm totally picking up what you're putting down, even though none of it makes sense.
Dude, I had someone actually, so you know how I'm like super like, how I've always been a kind of a spelling and grammar Nazi with you?
No, I've never, no.
Whatever. Hey, I'm trying to like ease up on that. Like, have you noticed?
Yeah.
Have you noticed a change? Okay, I'm trying to be
I thought I was just getting better at it.
Right, you are. But I'm trying to, be more embracing of other people's ways, So anyway, I was writing down on my shift shop things, my markers, and I wrote the word no one on one, and I wrote it as one word, Noeone, not spelled like that. I had two haters on my post. All they did was correct my spelling. That's all they did. They just separated the word. They're like, I'm like, is that really all you have to say about this post? They're like, yes, it's not spelled correctly.
How does it feel, Cindy? That's all I got.
I was like, well, you're not my avatar. You're a little cripple.
All right. Well, moving forward, I mean, T, I hope that you're able to train these girls ASAP, and I will stop harassing you through Marco, and so you could time block when you can. Maybe do brain dumps on Sunday and think about all the things that you can post. So when you do find 10 minutes or 5 minutes, maybe you're in line at the grocery store waiting to check out, you could, grab something from your brain dump pile and create a post from it, or, something like that. But there's always ways to find time blocks, whether you're in the bathroom or, your grocery store, or you're waiting. We always wait on somebody, and I know you can't be grabbing your phone out and stuff, but just try to make the best of your time. Get sleep. Like, don't stay up too late at night, especially if you're struggling in the morning, and don't wait for your energize to kick in before you start working out.
Well, yeah, and I don't actually wait for it. I'm just saying my tingle starts as I'm getting dressed. But don't stop Marcoing me, because then I'll just be sad.
Okay.
Don't.
Okay.
I look forward to that. Like, you're my only communication, like, on a somewhat daily.
Okay, I won't stop working it. I'll just harass you and be like, did you do your post today? And then I'll continue working. Okay.
No, but I am going to start scheduling posts. Thank you, Cindy, for that idea.
An idea. All right, loves. Well, remember to be forgiving of yourself. Remember to be solution-oriented. And most importantly, lean in when you're needing help. Whether you're struggling because of an injury, you're struggling with self-belief, you're struggling with relationships, your business, whatever it is, that's what we are. We're family. Don't forget that. This is not just business. We're family. And I know Cindy was like, we're a business. She didn't say it like that, but but the great thing of this company, this business, this family is we're a business and we're family. So, we can be business oriented, but we don't forget the people that are actually there that love, support you, because we're a community, and that's what's so great about this. So if you are struggling, no matter what it is, always feel free to lean in, okay? And not feel free, just do it. Just do it. But we're going to selfie it up. So thank you for watching the recording.